Tony Jacall restaurant.
Yeah.
Like, that restaurant was around in the 1940s.
Yes, it was.
I wonder if my mom's ever heard of that restaurant. As soon as I texted her, she was like over the moon. She's like, we knew the owners well. We used to go there all the time.
I knew the owners.
She said, that is my whole life when I eat Mexican food. I hold everything else up against that. So
We all do.
I've been there twice now, and my grandfather and his mom, they Livingston's. They own Teddy Bear Cafe 1, which is basically where the UPS store is now. They owned that in the 1930s, and then my grandmother and her father owned a restaurant. I don't know the name of it, but it was the McNichols family, and my grandfather owned a farm on the north side of town, up on a hill, evidently. And so then it was the restaurant was really close to where Whitmer's is at, because my uncle did a bunch of research, and he's actually got a picture I have on my phone of where the McNichols restaurant was. So they met, and during the Depression, I guess, or shortly thereafter, they wound up losing that first restaurant. And then so my grandparents decided to open, we call it Teddy Bear Cafe 2, but it's just Teddy Bear Cafe again, further north in town. Up, we think it's where that surf shop was. What's the name of the surf shop?
Surf Ride.
Surf Ride. We pretty sure it's where Surf Ride is. It was right next to the service. There's a auto service.
Yes.
When I was 17, my mom and sister and I drove out here, and so I just kind of saw it, but then we left. And then last year I was helping the Westin out in downtown San Diego, and I rented the car one day, and I drove up here, and I just basically I called my mom, told her I was up here, and I asked her to help me find kind of where the restaurant was. So I didn't really know exactly where it was. I only had a few hours, but I ate at a restaurant right next, close to it, and said, I'm here,
Yeah.
But I never met him, but I always grew up my mom talking about the restaurant and stuff like that. So I just think it was in my blood, so I just happened to become a chef. Yeah, it's kind of strange, which is kind of, sometimes I'm walking down the street, or definitely when I was eating at Tony Jacall's the first time, I felt like my grandfather was sitting next to me.